there, and thanks for tuning in. My name is Yanet, and today we're going to do a pose clinic for triangle pose. So as we try to access that posture, to me the most challenging thing is finding a spot where I can provide you the education so that it's quiet enough and I have the actual physical space. So I was able to find this little nook because what we need for this particular pose today is a wall and possibly a couple of blocks or a block. And if you don't have a block, you can always find something that can replace a block, like a firm water bottle would do for today, okay? Something kind of firm. Aside from that, you need your sticky mat and you need to butt it up against the wall. Okay, so the triangle pose is a great pose to learn because it's a pose that is used in most physical practices. Usually if you go take a lead class or you take one online, the teacher will more than likely infuse a little triangle pose here or there, sometimes more than once. Okay, so here's the little the basics for the triangle pose. As you stand, work on separating your feet, possibly as wide as your wrists when your arms are expanded or out like this. Okay, so once your arms are extended like this, separate your feet enough so that you feel like your wrists are in alignment with your bone ankle. If that's too much, you can always shorten your stance, and then little by little you'll work up to that. Since we're using the wall, do that against the wall. Okay, feel like your heels are against the wall, and now start to feel, you'll feel your glutes against the wall. Start to feel you can lift through your lower belly, because one of the most important things in any pose is alignment of the spine. So in this case, we want our spine to be long, so thinking of lifting your lower belly will help you lengthen your lower back, keeps that alignment. Then as you pull your shoulders back, you continue to move in a kind of open chest version, but your spine continues to be in good alignment, and then your head can shift back. So now bring your arms out wide, bring your pinkies to the wall, bring your head to the wall, your heels are against the wall. With any pose, I like to build it from the ground up usually. So let's start off by shifting the feet to the left, okay? As you shift your feet to the left, you're noticing that all four corners of your feet are grounded. You can look at them and you can actually feel that. You feel like you can lift your 10 toes, and then you can go ahead and drape your 10 toes down. And when you drape your 10 toes down, you're actually thinking, I'm lifting through the arches of my feet, okay? As you're grounded and you're lifting through the arches of your feet, think about dragging your heels towards one another, almost as if you're trying to wrinkle the mat. That immediately lifts your pelvic floor a little bit. So from the ground up, your feet are rooted. Think about lifting your kneecaps. That wakes up your quads. Thinking about drawing your belly in so that it lengthens your low back. Open your shoulders back against the wall. It kind of opens up and smiles your collarbones. And then your arms are out. Okay, head is back. Simple. Shift your weight to the left as your hips travel to the right. And then your left hand comes below the knee or above the knee, never on the knee joint. And then your head stays back, both shoulder points stay back. Maybe your right arm reaches up and you can look up towards the right arm. Your best gauge as to how well you're doing or how deep you should go is your breath. So if you notice you're holding your breath or you're breathing short and shallow, then more than likely you are too deep into your pose. Good. So go ahead and draw all the way up and come undone. Walk your feet in and shake it off for a moment. We'll do it again. Okay, so let's do it again now. Let's do it again using blocks this time. Same idea. So bring one of your blocks towards one edge of your mat and then the other one towards the other edge of your mat. And separate your feet as wide as your wrists. Maybe bring your heels back. Think about grounding through the four corners of your feet, lengthening your toes, lifting your kneecaps, and then lifting your lower belly so your back is long. Shoulders against the wall, head against the wall. And we'll start to the right this time. So shift your feet to the right. Take a deep inhale, glide the hips to the left as you reach to the right, and then as you exhale, the right hand comes above the knee, below the knee, or possibly to a block. Okay, now you can have the block right in front of you like this. And if the block seems like it's too far off the ground, you can take your second block and give it a little bit of a lift. So the second block can be there, same idea, but the block has a little riser. And then you're here. Okay, now as you root through the feet and you drag your feet towards one another, it's a nice little core opportunity to press up against the wall, come off the block and bring your palm against the wall. Kind of a nice little tip. Again, always focusing on your breath. If you're holding your breath, you're too far into it. And then slide up. And then you can go ahead and shift your feet to the second side and repeat it to the second side. So set yourself up. Root through the feet, lift the kneecaps, head back, lengthen the low back. Lift the belly and then glide without coming off the wall to the left. Inhale, left hand down, and if you're able to, organize your blocks. You can bring your block right in front of you and bring yourself back. Use your wall to help. And then sometimes we get so comfortable we don't engage the core. So again, if you want to engage the core, maybe slightly come off your block. And when you're ready, you come up, release, toe heel the feet together, and you're done. As always, thank you for tuning in our little pose clinic. Namaste.